So I would love to create a brand which combines eco-friendly with the feeling of premium and luxury and get this more into masses so people feel beautiful.
Hello and welcome to my podcast. I'm Tanya Corliss and today I'm still in Algarve, you can see it, and I would love to introduce my new project about ladies in Algarve, entrepreneur ladies who build themselves up. Most of them are immigrants who try to be successful and they know what they want and they know how to get what they want. And today in my studio, I have lovely, beautiful lady, entrepreneur lady. She has her own business and she makes leather from the cactus. Ariane?
Yes.
Candeias.
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 Yes.
I'm sorry, Candeias.
No worries.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. It's very lovely to be here today.
So where are you from originally?
I'm German, but born in the Netherlands, actually.
Oh, wow.
But raised mostly in Germany.
And how long are you here in Portugal?
I moved here 3 years ago. So I was working.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? It's a beautiful area. My husband is Portuguese originally. We met in Germany, in Hamburg, 14 years ago. Fall in love. And we were both working in the startup industry, which is, like a lot of people know, very busy, a lot of work. We got kids. We settled down. We wanted a house. So the Algarve was a better opportunity than Berlin town area.
Because of weather?
Of course, of the weather, but also the prices. The house prices are better. You get much more for your money. Right now it changed, but 3 years ago it was still amazing. While, the big cities, you can't afford like a house, right?
That's true.
In the center. So you have to move really outside. And if you don't have family and friends in that area, it feels like moving away, right?
Yeah.
So we could also move here. And we love it.
Oh, well done. So, and you decided to move in. So did you already have that business that you in, or you just start building the business here?
I'm still building. So it is just live since October.
Okay.
The idea was born a year ago, actually. I worked as marketing and business consultant for the last 3 years, fully remote from the Algarve. I was also in the podcast business, managing a team from here to Berlin. Build it, we created like marketing campaigns for the German market. And that was interesting and very fun. But if you move to a new country, you really want to fully integrate.
That is true.
So I was always missing the local work. I was feeling there's something different. And the startup industry was a lot in beauty as well. So it is fast paced. It's a lot of products and a lot of waste. So I always had the passion of creating something. So the ideas of making cactus bags came to my mind a year ago. And now I'm here. I just started.
What is the brand name? Coneli.
Coneli, yes.
Yeah.
It's a synergy of my name, Constance. I have two names, Ariane Constanze in German. And it's the first part, the Con. And the Eli comes from my kids. They both have a second name, which is Elias and Elia. And the Eli is the synergy of all three.
Oh my God, it's so sensitive.
Yeah.
I love
it
that.
just came.
Oh, I love it.
Coneli.
It's going to be successful.
Yeah.
I believe
so.
It's already successful. So the cactus, can you tell their process, the few steps of the process of how you make?
Yeah, so I'm not making the material.
Okay.
That's just the bags. So the material is coming from Mexico. It's a supplier that is harvesting the nopal or the picky pear cactus, I think you also call it. And they harvest it down. It's a very nice way of, as the material is growing, if you harvest a cactus, it's growing again. So you don't harm nature in a bad way. And it's like cutting down, pulvered, and then we add like chemicals to make it long lasting, but less chemical as traditional leather needs. And then it gets with heat. And there's actually a very nice video we could put into the show notes if people are interested in the process from Deserto. And then they are like, adding plastic. It's always like a cotton or a plastic, which is then come together. And that's how they make this beautiful vegan leather option. So no animal gets harmed.
Wow.
Less chemical, less water, and the cactus is growing again. It's 65% biodegradable. And which is a good amount.
Sustainable, basically.
It is very sustainable. Like sustainability, you always have to view, there are different viewpoints, right?
Yes,
like what means sustainable? Plastic is also not good for the environment, right? But it's long lasting and there's different ways of looking into chemicals, water use, CO2 use, and the waste you create. Like
I'm saying in the term sustainable, this is leather so sustainable compared to their standard leather.
Yeah, I think there are different discussions you can have about. If you talk to someone that is in the leather industry, they would say leather is a byproduct, so of the meat industry. So
kind of
right,
depends,
so it would get waste.
Yes,
exactly, it's always the side you look. So I'm not into saying this is better or that. Everything has their reason. I think what we need in the market is we need different. If all would eat avocado, we had an issue. If all just eat meat, we need balance. So we need also new materials and new ways of looking into our products, right? So that's what I want to create.
And when you came to
be sustainable,
and when you decide to create your bags from particularly sustainable material, cactus leather, it came because from your culture, because you maybe read something. Who influenced you?
It was actually the interest of finding eco-friendly materials. So originally, as I wanted to create a Portuguese brand and bring business and support the economy here, like the cork would come to my mind first. But cork leather is, because the cork industry here in Portugal is quite big, but cork leather is still very hard to get a very exclusive and luxury look.
Because it's the same look,
exactly.
It doesn't matter what the design.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a bit harder. There's new ways, and I would love to do a cork leather bag at some point, but it was then going into my mind, okay, it's not perfect. What other options are out there and what already other brands use? And then cactus came to my mind, and it is still very new, right? You don't see a lot of cactus leather products out there. You see a bit of grape, you see maybe a bit of
bamboo,
apple, bamboo, exactly. So I would love to create a brand which combines eco-friendly with the feeling of premium and luxury, and get this more into masses, so people feel beautiful, and it's not something eco-friendly needs to be mass.
Don't feel guilty.
It needs to, but it also needs something. Right now, you go to Zara and you have sustainable, but it's not the mass, right? The mass is still polyester.
No, absolutely not.
It's like you see, sustainable is kind of a part of things, but it's not everywhere.
That's true.
People care way too less about it, and we need to make this a standard, right? Every brand needs to be eco-friendly.
Absolutely, yeah. Ideally, yes. Okay, if you talk about the design of your bags, who helping you, or did it come from ideas?
It's definitely inspirations from nature coming also, if you walk around and see what's out there, but it also is a practicality factor that I feel a modern woman needs practicality in their accessories. So if you have a bag, mainly, it needs to keep up with your lifestyle, right? So I always have a small bag or bigger bag, depending if I'm out with my kids, what I want to do. So it needs to be practical and adaptable. And that's where most of the design ideas come. So the bag is easy to change. We have different straps, so you can change around. For example, can take the golden chain for the evening. You have a belt for later. But I'm also working with a German designer. She's doing the tech files, and she worked for Zalando, and she's helping me to create the tech files. And also she's really much into sustainable material and the new materials that are coming, which are still very new.
That's brilliant. You do accessories too for the bags. It's only the belt or anything else? Maybe you make gloves, maybe you make some hats, maybe any other items that you, maybe not yet, but you have an idea about that.
Yeah. I'm really into sunglasses, especially in the Algarve. You always need sunglasses. Yeah. I would love to make at some point sunglasses out of ocean plastic. That's another accessory I would love to create, combined with the purse for the bag, which is out of cactus or corn.
Wow.
So there are tons of great materials you can work also with recycled materials. Hats, not so far, but definitely other accessories coming at some point. But right now I'm trying to build one bag design after the other, and then maybe sunglasses and more belts and areas to adjust your bag and make it
crossbody.
Exactly. It's right now we have the fanny pack, which is a small pack, and I know in the UK the word is actually not so good. The belt bag. You don't say it, right? In the UK, it's more US thing, I heard.
Still, so how many designs bags do you have? So it's 1, 2, 3, or only 2 particular? Because I check your website, right? I found only a few.
We just have 2 designs right now, as we are just live since 8 weeks, 6 weeks. So we have the fanny pack. We call the fanny. It's a belt bag. You can adjust it as a crossbody or as a shoulder bag, like as a belt bag and everything. It comes with 3 different straps, so it's easy to adjust. And then you get right now as an surprise the golden chain, which makes it a bit more exclusive. And then we have a tote to backpack, which is a classical tote bag out of corn leather. It's not cactus. And you can adjust it with 1 straps to a backpack. It's also amazing for schoolgirls that are like already want a nice bag, but still need something for the bag because they have to carry the laptop and a few books. And it's easy on the go for travel. It has a very nice...
It's beautiful, actually. Very beautiful.
Thanks.
Look very impressive. And can you share any special challenges you come across when you just open up the business, especially here in Algarve?
I think number 1 is definitely that the sustainable materials still have not a lot of, like the craftsmanship is not very aware of the materials. So if you go to the factories, a lot of them haven't worked with the vegan materials. They have a lot of knowledge on leather, but they're not really advanced with a vegan one. So that's one challenge because you have a lot more prototyping. You would have to test a lot more. For example, just got the last prototype, which should go into production. And we changed the material to make it more long lasting. And then we know, with putting it over the trolley, it makes a mark. So we need to go again, talk to the supplier. So it is more entrepreneurial, I think, because if I would go to traditional leather, if I would go easily to China, things would be easier. It would be quicker. It would be much easier. It could even go into recycled leather. But that's not what I want. I want to craft locally. I want to work with new materials. I want to exactly make these materials possible to work also in luxury design.
And when you use the designer who helped you to design the bags, it was complicated for you. Did you use your own personal kind of ideas about that? It's your personality has any influence to the design, or you follow what your design advised you?
The process was always that I had a mood board, I had a vision, and she was complementing it more or less. Right now, I'm thinking it's maybe better to give her more freedom because I'm coming more from a business mindset, what is maybe from a marketing mindset, what is practical, what I can design, to sell, what are the ways of telling people about the product, while she maybe comes more from a design hoard, more from the beauty of design. I think this is something, it's also a challenge to learn that this could be something that I missed a bit in the point of like selling in the beginning.
I know.
So I would love to give her the freedom of designing something totally from the scratch.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. And what about the color? Who picked the color?
It was also a combination of being close to the brand, like the nature colors. Right now we have mostly nature colors like green, beige, black. And then we want to have limited editions for summer or something later on. But building a business fully bootstrapped with your own money, it's hard. So the production is super expensive. The material costs almost 40 euros per meter. Wow. While, you can imagine leather is 9 euros. And it's horrible if you think it's an animal that got the skin ripped off.
Should be
9 euros. So it's same with meat, right? And you go and can buy meat for 2 euros. It's not nice. So we should value that more. But the new materials are not, it's like always how want something, and if this is not such a high demand, then it's more expensive.
Ariane, did you collaborate with any other brands together, or you have plans to do that in the future?
Yes, I would love to also work with designers, artists, other brands do collaboration. But right now I still have to build it. I think that others feel convinced of working with Coneli, but I would love that,
And if you'll choose for collaboration some designer who already existing on the market, which one it would be?
I would love to do something with Bagsy. Actually.
Why?
I think he's controversial. It's something that is different, and I think he wouldn't do that, right? So it's very. He normally does street art. He always, he's very controversial. So that could be something really exciting.
So we need to send requests.
Yeah, it's a request.
Maybe, who knows?
Reach out. Maybe he's controversial. Maybe he's interested.
Maybe he'll be happy to accept it. I would never know.
You never know. It's something a dream. Maybe not now, but maybe later.
It's a Christmas coming.
It
comes true.
You have to just put it in the universe. Right? You need to dream. But I think there is tons of cool and amazing artists out there. I think I'm impressed what Dior is pulling right now with all the different artists and creating pieces. So but as I want to also make it accessible right now and have to start somewhere. Yeah, it's a dream for the future.
Well done. You have to start dreaming. Otherwise, if you're not dreaming, you can't build your future.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you talk about the dreams, what's a perspective from your own perspective as a brand owner, long-term goals for your brand? What you would like?
I would actually love to build a team here in the Algarve, give young people the opportunity to maybe work here and then go surfing in lunchtime and come back to work, and also work remotely, and finding this new way of work, right? Because when I remember the startups in Berlin, you sit there from 9 till 5 in an office, you don't see the sun, you're not out a lot. And I think living here in the Algarve would be nice and a totally different lifestyle. And I would love to work with young professionals that are interested to bring their heart into the brand. That is definitely a dream, like giving other women that are maybe here that have expertise that they want to add. And that would be amazing. That would be my biggest dream, actually, to create that.
If you talk about the competition, what's your biggest competitive design of the same sustainable products on the market at the moment?
I think I'm more premium right now from the price point. So there's like other brands from the US mostly that compete, also from an online market perspective. But also Stella McCartney is definitely one of the biggest in terms of vegan fashion, I would say. I admire what she does, but it's more a luxury field. But you can also see a lot of different brands that are going into the vegan area. They mostly work with plastic. It's just PU. Okay. So there's no biodegradable material part of it. So you don't have a lot of brands focusing on minimum 65% biodegradable like we do. Okay. We don't work with less than 65%.
Why is fashion?
That's a good question. I never saw myself in fashion. If you would tell me like 2 years ago, I would create a fashion brand, I would say no, definitely not. I was always in the beauty industry. Comes a bit from my mother. She has a beauty salon inside of a Douglas. Thank you. But
like a model.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, but sometimes you just come into a direction. I think we have a huge problem with fashion right now. If you see Shine and Temu coming and copy all the designs locally and put it out
all around. Yes,
it's crazy. If you see Black Friday and we have a problem with fast fashion, and people don't see it. There's so much fashion going into the landfills that was just bought last Friday that you will see in landfills in 3 months. And we have to stop that. So if I see my small children that I'm walking on the beach and we pick up plastic and not shells, and I was working in a lot of NGOs that support getting the plastic out of the ocean, I feel a desire to add something to the game. Okay. And it's not just spending some money into an NGO or talking about it. You need to drive change by creating. And one of the biggest things is creating a brand. Okay. So Coneli is also, I want to create a community that values sustainability, protecting nature, and understanding what we do. Why? Yes. And it's also bringing that out. Like wearing a Coneli bag means you also care for nature. You are a powerful woman. You also want to drive change. And I hope that someone that is wearing Coneli is not being ashamed to pick up a cigarette from the beach and put it in the trash because you can wash your hand, right?
After that, yes.
Exactly. And who else would do it? The birds or the ocean? Yeah, it's our responsibility.
That's true, yes.
Or even if you work in you would never do that, right? You can smoke, but then take care of that. You can drive a Porsche, but maybe put some money or time into planting trees, right? Like that's making this cool, being with nature. You can still be beautiful and elegant, but you can still care.
But if you talk about your personal style, if you talk about your personal day-to-day fashion, so what brand you will be stay with mostly? Give us one or two, whatever that you like. Yeah. Because at the moment stage of your life. Yeah.
I actually love Chloe. And I love COS, and I also like Zara in some points. But I also have only Ray-Ban sunglasses actually for years. But I wouldn't say I'm a person that is just going into Birkenstock. Even I like Birkenstock. It's a German brand, maybe from Cork. And there were always the echoes around. And now they're kind of fashion and cool. And that's what I would love to create. That, I think, to answer that. But yeah, I'm also interested in Prada. I love Chanel, right? This is all beautiful classic things, but I also care what they add to the table. How much money do they put into sustainable causes, right? And it's always something that gets left out when it comes to profit. The companies then say, oh no, this million doesn't go to helping, it goes to marketing, right? And I think this behavior has to change. So I'm more mindful of that as I have been 2 years ago.
It's amazing. Honestly, not everybody will do and so mindful like you self. But you talk about your brand Coneli. So what advice you can give to the customers who would like to buy your products, how to look after the leather to keep it smooth longer?
To keep it smooth lasting. So it's actually quite similar as traditional. That's also a vegan leather skirt. So you can mostly clean it with water. If you have a small scratch in it, you can use a bit of olive oil, actually. Put it on a napkin and just put it over. That also helps for other leather material and wood. But just be careful. So don't put it directly into the sun. I would say like for hours, then it will definitely not long the color. The shape. But this is the same as you have with any leather
Most
product.
of this, yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
true.
if it was in the rain, try to clean it off. So don't let it be wet. And I think that's mostly
And how do you promote your products, Coneli?
Mostly online. So we have an online shop. It's called conelibags.com, and you can buy the product there. We ship it here from the Algarve right now just to Europe. So UK is not part of it yet, but open to adjust that. It's because of the taxes. It gets a lot more difficult right now. And but I hope to also approach some stores shortly to see the products in the store.
Amazing. So guys, this is a great example. Ariane has her own business and she thinks about the planet. She thinks about us and our kids in the future, that her product will be so eco products that will be stay with us for the rest of our life. And the quality of the product is very good, where you need to look after the same way as any other product you can get on the market nowadays. But you promote it online, you plan to open your store in the future. But what else you do to promote the products for the mass, how people would recognize you? This will be Coneli, not somebody else.
Right now, I'm mostly going for organic social media. So TikTok, Pinterest, and Instagram.
Okay.
I also do paid marketing on Meta. So this is also Instagram and Facebook. That's how I drive traffic to the site. I do email marketing, trying to get the people to sign up for our newsletter on the site and then send them informations. And I also will work shortly with some influencers that are promoting the products and showing the different styling options. But like I said, I'm still in pre-sale actually. So my first order comes in hopefully this week. So it's all still very new and
So tell me about that.
the
news,
that it's new. You mean?
News,
Originally, I worked for big companies, so always VC backed. I would say 6 million marketing budget in my team, so it was easy to test and learn. Spend money out, see how the creators work, how the different things develop, and if customers approach it, what type of target group you get. And right now, as it is my own money and we are just two, it's different, right? I can't spend thousands of euros on a test or even like put things out just to show the world.
Show it off.
It's a totally different thing in the startup industry and VC backed. So I'm trying to adapt this mindset because that's what I did the last 10 years. So it's a bit more resilience, more patient, a bit more organic, like slowly, continuously posting, working, looking for amazing women like you that support me and give me room to tell about the brand. Like
it's my pleasure.
Thanks. Yeah, but it's not normal, right? A lot of people would. I can feel that it's important to empower and support each other, and that's what helps to bring these ideas to life. And it also comes with buying a product, right? Like this will help me to refinance and go further and then create something. And I think this is just what I'm trying to do right now.
You was working for somebody at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And try to explain. Then you moved to Algarve. You came some stages of immigration. One of them stages is to learn the language.
Yes.
It was hard for you.
It was okay because my husband is Portuguese. So like we have 2 kids. So he speaks since they're baby age with them in Portuguese. So my son is turning 7, end of the year, last day of the year actually. So 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. 7 years, baby. So I'm hearing Portuguese daily at home for 7 years now. So, but in Berlin, the first 3 years we were there, he did that, but I was not speaking a lot.
Because he was in a different country.
Yeah, it was just now and then.
Yes.
You don't speak it, right? You don't practice. So I understand some words, but my mother and father-in-law, they're not even able to speak English. So it was always very hard to talk with them the first year. So we were together for 14. So you can imagine that was always like hand language. But as the point we moved here, it just evolved. It was so easy for me to come up, and now I'm not fluent. I wouldn't say I can speak right now a podcast in Portuguese.
But you're fluent enough to express yourself.
Yes, definitely. After 3 years, yeah.
How do you find Portugal culture compared to German?
I love that they're very kids friendly. I never feel unwelcome with my kids anywhere. As soon as I go into the plane back to Germany, there's one looking at me like that, a German person, when my kids do something. And I'm like, who? Or you go to the bakery store and you're like, okay, they get grumpy because they have to wait in line. Here, people waiting, they just chill. They're relaxed. They're like, oh, I have a second to breathe. So they admire the time. So they wouldn't get grumpy. I love that. Okay. Also, every time I'm back in Germany, I feel, oh my God, that's why we consume so much, because there's so much offering. You go into a drugstore and there's tons of different brands and face masks and products, and you go out and you spend 100 euros and there's like almost like 80% you don't need, right? And you don't have this here so much. So the amount of brands and the offering also in e-com is lower. And you kind of adapt to it. I haven't ordered anything for Black Friday because there is no need for me. I have everything I need. So you kind of learn that you don't need all of this diverse makeup products. You're good with your favorite ones.
Yeah.
Maybe to add, because I'm also a business angel for entrepreneurial female founders. I started when I was 30 in Berlin, and I invested in a vegan makeup brand. And that's the only thing I'm using right now.
Their product. What's the name of the product?
Jack's Beauty Line. They're from Berlin, and it's the only products I need. I order them online. It's very long lasting. You don't need a lot of product actually. So I haven't been in Sephora or Douglas since I'm here. So
it looks so good. She looks so fresh.
Jack's Beauty Line is doing all the work. Jack's Beauty Line. Yeah, it's a beautiful brand. And that's what I noticed, right? While in Germany, I would maybe go for a new trend, or there would be a new mascara and you could just buy it to test it. And here I'm a bit more out of that.
So maybe because of the sun? Because of the weather?
It's definitely helping with vitamin D and the mood, definitely. But I think it's also here you see people, the salary is a lot lower. People are more family orientated. They spend time together. Here is tons of free events. You can go to, I don't know, I haven't been in Berlin to any event, I think. And here it's almost every weekend is something you can attend, enjoy. And it's more about community and spending time together. And even in school, my son is in the CIB in Villa Mora. And the group there, it's amazing. All the parents know each other. You get invited to all the birthdays. In Germany, you would put the kids and then you wouldn't talk to the parents. And here, you all spend together. You have a glass of wine or a water, and it's beautiful. So I really like being here. Yeah.
You never regret?
No. It was for sure the first year tough, moving somewhere else.
Everybody gets told us. So.
You used to security, especially as German. We like insurance. We love having everything under control. Yeah. And I was working as a consultant, so I started to be self-employed. I was on invoicing, right? So you can cancel the contract in 4 weeks. Before I was a managing director, I had a team of 34 people. Then I was mostly working with a smaller team. There was a lot of changes. You're a bit more isolated, working from home, just remote. So there were a lot of stuff I feel came up on also mental health, where you figured out, it's
important.
You have to take care of yourself. You need to go into sports. You have to make friends here. And I think the first year is always a bit challenging, but yeah, the beaches and the lovely people around definitely make it easier, to come and feel welcome.
That's fantastic. See, guys, Portugal, Algarve particularly, we're talking now, it's welcoming and lovely people who will help you to bring you in a community and help you to adjust yourself, to integrate in the common area where you are at work or maybe just with a friend at school. So from the point that you become eventually entrepreneur woman, how do you feel yourself?
How I feel
about that, because you're working for I try to compare the feelings that you had at the time when you're working for somebody and now you're in the position where you're boss for yourself.
Yes.
Is it harder?
Yes, definitely. It's harder because you have to motivate yourself for everything, right? And like putting you out there, I was always behind. I had people doing the social media. I had like people taking care of the paid marketing and I was overseeing everything. Right now, I'm this person. I do everything from packing the boxes till like creating the design till the marketing, right? So we are two people. I have a partner who's a creative director for the shooting and these type of things. But yeah, those of stuff I do. So it's really like, if you don't get a lot of likes, if you don't get a lot of shout outs and everybody is like, wow, yeah, finally a new brand. We love what you're doing. You're a bit like, okay, you have to motivate yourself continuously to post something, to be out there, to show off. And it's not as rewarding right now, to be transparent, as it's when you have tons of money and already a client base that love what you are doing, right? When you work for an established brand, this is happening and you see quicker results happening. So it is a bit more challenging, but it's also something that I believe in. It's a learning curve. So even next year I decide, oh, it was totally wrong. Then I learned a lot, right? About myself.
Definitely.
And
yes, that is a fact. Ariane, thank you very much for coming over and share all the information about your Coneli brand. And I presume our audience learn a lot of things and they will follow you, try to support you as well.
Thank you.
From your brand, because I believe it's amazing when you just try to bring all your dreams come true and you're so passionate about that.
Thank you.
I'd like to say something else to you.
Yes.
That is a little game, little bingo. Before actually we go to this, can you give a few advice, 3 maybe key points to people who will decide to start their own brand?
Do it. Do it. I think, like I said, I always made good money. I was employed and there was no reason to desire anything, but there was a desire inside of me, but there was always like something to say, oh no, don't do it, right? Because it's just do it. It's, if you have an idea, you maybe fail, but if you just have it in your head, you will never experience it. So doing is definitely one. Number 2 is like, just be by yourself. There will be a lot of noise around you giving you advice if this is right or left, or this is the better way of doing it. Be mindful of what you do. Always listen inside of your gut and follow your intuition. And 3rd, money is energy. Try not to be so worried about money. If you spend $1, you will get $1 back. It's like something. Yes, we all need money, right, to live, but you need a lot less as you think. And this money is an investment in yourself, in your journey, in your life, and it will pay off. Maybe not tomorrow, but it will. So money is energy.
Universe will hear you and help you. And we will help you with all our support. So now it's little bingo, just refresh our mind, just relieve all those thoughts we had during our conversation and have a fun and laugh.
Okay.
So I'll give you 5 names of the Portuguese fashion designers.
Okay,
I don't know if
I know that.
if that's fine. So I'll show the picture to remind you if you need to know, and just to remind our audience to recognize them or not. So everybody will see how they look like at least. And you have to compare them to 5 farm animals.
Okay.
Called this way. If you're able to give description why, will be perfect.
Okay.
If you decide not to, okay, that's fine. It's only for fun. It's like anecdote.
I'm always open for fun. Fun is good.
So we'll start now. I'll give you 5 names of their fashion designer, 5 names of their farm animals. Okay.
So and I have to kind of like match them together.
Yes. Again, guys, it's not because of how people look like.
Yeah.
It's about our association with particular animal, of their characteristics, maybe from our vision of the person. It's not compared to any personal thing. It's just for fun.
It's more like, the what they create.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the first person is Giulia Turcato.
Okay. Yes. Okay. What is he doing? It's fashion.
It's fashion. All of fashion. All of them fashion.
Okay.
Yes. Another one is David Catalan.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is Alexandra Mora.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole. I hope I picked the right one.
This
was according to their messages under their picture, it looks like it's a correct person. She's designer anyway. So Ines Turcata too, it's probably a wife and husband together. So animals. We have lamb, we have horse, we have chicken, we have goose, and we have goat.
Okay.
So from the backward, Ines Turcata look like, from your point of view, chicken, goose, or goat?
I think she's a goose.
She's a goose, okay.
Not she, but the design.
Next one.
Do I actually explain right now why?
If you would like, yes.
Yeah, I think a goose is a very elegant animal. And I think
she's a very elegant woman, to be honest.
Yeah, and as she's looking there, she has it's also... I don't know. So it's the impression. It just,
you just
matched.
That's fine. So Nicole looked like a goat, chicken, horse, or lamb.
I think she's a lamb. She looks a bit like someone that is...
Stay away from me.
Yeah, holding a bit back, but has something powerful.
I love this description. So next one we have...
She's cute, but strong.
Strong.
Inside.
This is most important. Yeah. So next one is Alexandra Mora.
Mm-hmm.
Just remind again. So horse, chicken, and goat.
I think it's a goat. Yeah.
Oh, she's goat. Why she's goat?
I think it's just it just came to my mind. It's
because she's wearing glasses.
No, it's more
just
I don't know. I think a goat is also very friendly, and I think she looks friendly for me. It's like
Alexandra Moore, you look friendly. Why do you look like a goat?
She doesn't look like a goat. Oh my God, somebody will come up to me and say something bad about it. No,
it's not bad. It's just an anecdote. We're talking about that. So next one is David Catalan. So David Catalan looks like a dash. It's picture.
And we have left the horse and...
We have chicken and horse.
Yeah, I think he's a chicken.
Little chick.
I don't know. I just have to choose, right?
So, and Giulia Turcato.
Okay, I will get on social media a lot of impression with my hat and different bodies now. Because I said
anyway, we'll get some feedback at least.
Oh, okay.
So, the Giulia Turcato.
It's a horse.
It's a horse. He's working like a horse. That's why he's a horse. He has a family. He's Ines Turcato. I believe it's his wife who is...
the horse is also Ralph Lauren, right? Maybe it's a sport. Maybe he's doing polo.
Who knows, actually? He's a sports-looking man.
Maybe he's a sports-looking man. Polo
guy. Poor guy. No, it's not poor guy. He's a very rich guy.
But playing polo is nothing
who knows that, yes. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. It was really fun to talk to you. And I learned lots of things out of your Coneli brand. And I wish you success and hope all your dreams come true in this new 2025.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Lovely. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for staying with us, listen to our stories, and I hope you enjoyed every single word we shared with you. Immigrants, not only they're suffering, immigrants, it's new opportunities. Think about that, use your opportunities, and stay with me. I'm Tony Corliss. Goodbye.